let's continue. And shout out to each and every person that is keeping up with our content. We don't take you all for granted. So on this video, we're going to discuss the part where Priscilia was talking about, or rather the guy asked Priscilia, usually kids who come from a single mother intend to worry that if their relationship, or rather if they can navigate marriage life, since their mother or their parent could not go through that. Is that something that has ever crossed your mind? Have you ever worried if your marriage will last, or before you even got married? Is that something that ever crossed your mind? And honey, I love the maturity of this girl, y'all. I love the maturity of Priscilia Ojom Kambala. When people say that some people are born with, they're just old soul, like this is not an old soul, like this is like a wise girl, like I know age doesn't define maturity or being wise, but I believe people are born dumb or wise or smart, if that makes any sense. Anyway, let me play it to you.
That because sometimes they say children of single parent homes worry about their own homes.
Yeah.
So in your own case, if your mother is who she is, they are not negative towards one another.
Yes.
There's no real villain in the, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe I can just how would I navigate this if my mother couldn't navigate it?
Okay, so the real reason why they asked her that is because they were talking about Priscilia's mother and father, right? And he was trying to ask Priscilia, are they in good times, And Priscilia talked about, everything is cool, they do meet once in a while. And that's how now he asked Priscilia, like, since the marriage between your mother and your father could not work, is that something that you always worry about, that if your mother could not navigate the married life, like you literally cannot? And let me play you her response first before I give my own opinion. Please like the video, per favor.
That's when I met my husband, I didn't know it was gonna be my husband. I didn't know, like, my mom obviously parents, like, at 25 he was married. You saw the video, it was trending. Me, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it's not my time. So when it happened, I'm like, oh wow, I'm a wife now. Even when I have, I said, oh wow, I'm a mom now.
Hey guys, so Priscilla started by saying that when she met her husband Juma Jukes in Rwanda, she wasn't really thinking about, if she was to get married, if her marriage will not work, just like her mother's marriage did not work, She also later on said that just like she did not plan, the marriage, is the same way she did not, plan about the babies, and, things just happen according to her, the way they were supposed to happen. So sometimes as humans, we do plan things, of course, but sometimes, things just happen differently. That's why, she just left it to the fate and let everything happen. And so far it has happened on her behalf, basically, with us seeing. Somebody might look at it and say, oh, it's so easy, but unfortunately that's life. Some people have it so hard and some people have it so easy. It doesn't mean that when they're having it easy that they're not putting in work. It's probably we are just seeing the end result. We just don't know what's in between. Okay, let's listen to more of this. Kindly like the video. It's very, very important you like the video. Let's continue.
So we have 16 babies. Now after one baby,
The one is baby.
Sometimes you might make plans like saying, oh, my mom is a single mom, I'm married, but I don't think of things like that. I just do my thing, I just live my life. And I feel that way, it makes life very easy.
She even added that when she first met her husband, okay, they wanted 16 babies. And now that they have one, the plans are already changing because they're like, hold on a minute. Take care of one, is this hard? Are we sure we want them 16 kids? You know what I'm saying? So according to her, she's saying that she doesn't like to plan things, because with planning things, sometimes it puts pressure on her. It doesn't mean that she don't really plan the way she wants her businesses and things to go, but putting emphasis on by this, I want to be this and I want to be that, I think that is what she meant when she said that she doesn't really plan things. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to more of this.
Pressure on yourself. I must do this. I just live my life. Try to do the right things. Try to put God first and focus on things that are very important. I think that's why when people say, how do you do it? Because I'm happy. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing.
What do you know?
I think also, let me add something small. You being happy or sad in marriage have to do with the person that you end up with. Some people would bring the worst in you. Some people will bring the good in you. It depends with the person that you end up with. That's why it's very, very important, the person that you are picking to spend the rest of your life with, because this person is your partner. You know what I'm saying? And they will determine how your life end up. So be very careful that the person that you want to be with, will they be there when you're sick? Will they be there to lift you up with your bad attitude and your bad hormones? Honey, sometimes you wake up and you feel like you want to scream so loud. Will they be able to tolerate that? Will you able be tolerating the smell fat in the morning? Like, it's so much more. So yeah, like Priscilla say, sometimes it's because you're happy. When you're happy, things just happen. You're just living your life and enjoying it. You create better moments. Bad moments will create themselves. And yeah, I kind of like that.
I'm just doing my thing.
What are you not talking about people outside that?
Yeah.
How did you deal with people who would accuse you of being a nepo baby?
Nepo baby.
Let's talk about that part. It seemed like the dude haven't seen Prissy, even referring to Rakim on multiple interviews that Rakim is a nepo baby, So people always use a nepo baby wording in a derogatory manner, but it seemed like Prissy is taking it good. You know what I'm saying? Because a nepo baby, for those who don't know the meaning, I think have to do with, those kids who inherit everything. They don't have to work for anything in their lives. They just grew up and everything is on silver platter. So that right there is what the guy was trying to ask Prissy. How do you feel when people call you a nepo baby? Prissy's like, it doesn't really bother me because I know I'm putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Because if Prissy was really a nepo baby, she would just be sitting back and, having everything going on for her life. But somebody might say, but technically she is, because the mother already paved the way for her. But it doesn't mean, like, how many celebrities have kids and their kids haven't really reached up to their superstardom? Leave alone Prissy, because right now, Prissy is well known, let's say in East Africa and probably some other parts more than Yabo, right? And I'm saying this to say that, yes, she has a path, already created for her. She's doing something to maintain that path, or rather to make that path even more modern than it was, more smoother than it was. Because if they only paved a way for you and you ain't doing anything to make sure that, you maintain, then it will fall off, or rather it will, get old and it won't be as good as it is. Yeah, she was giving them ropes to be where she is, but that doesn't mean that she's not adding in other things. Just like, people say that Juke's wedding kind of gave him an easy pass to Nigeria industry. But my thing is, Jukes is putting in work. He's doing something to make sure that people, yes, they made it. His marriage made it easy for him to go on that side, but that doesn't mean that he was just sitting and it's the marriage that is carrying him. For the fact that people are still talking about him, for the fact that his music has still somewhat penetrating into that Nigerian market, it means that he's definitely doing something. You know what I'm saying? But people like to... Anyway, I'm coming back with more. Honey, you don't want to miss this next topic. Anyway, keep it classy. Stay with 6 next one. Ciao.